you doing? This is your girl Tysheen. How you feeling? How you doing? I'm doing good. If anyone want to know. It's a little cloudy today. It's not. I don't think it's gonna rain today. It probably might rain today. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna be reacting to top 10 countries with the most Americans living abroad. So I did something like this already about Americans living abroad. Yeah, we get a chance, go check those videos out on my channel, and let's just get straight to it.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the World According to Briggs. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to take a look at where Americans are going when they've decided the United States isn't working out for them anymore. About 10 million Americans live in other countries.
I'm sorry, y'all. When I see something, I have to talk about it. This train is nice. It's a very nice train. That color, it was like a neon green. It's nice.
Not counting the military or government personnel and their families, nothing like that. And that's according to the U.S. The United Nations says there's only about 5 million U.S. residents living in other countries. The numbers are all over the map depending on how you look at it. Some only count U.S.-born citizens that now have or are applying to get citizenship in another country, while some get counted because they bought property or they live in another country most of the year. Basically, we won't have any exact numbers on this one. I'm just going to give you a range according to the different studies, okay? Since 2016, the rate of outward migration has picked up steam. That was until the pandemic hit and, threw everything out of whack. Trends are broken and people stayed put. The numbers on this list are what was reported by the US Census and a couple other organizations up to 2019. So why do people leave the United States to live in another country? Most of the time, it's money. About 60% of the people give that as a reason. They move to other countries for lower cost of living and more affordable housing.
I have my reason why I would leave. Money and peace. Just have a peace of mind. That's all I want. I wanted to be able to afford to live my life, but at peace, if that makes sense.
Reasons listed were politics, family, romantic relationships, and one man listed Nigeria because a Nigerian prince owed him some money and he wanted to stay close to his investment. But whatever the reason is, a lot of Americans are moving to other countries to live their life. All right, let's see where all the expats are staying. Number 10, Italy. Good food, beautiful ancient cities, decent weather for the most part in most of the country, and it's a lot cheaper. When you look at the cost of living according to the world data, they use the United States as the base and they give it 100. Italy gets a 58. This means normal expenses are about 42% cheaper than here in the United States if you're living in Italy. The cost of living and the fact that you're living in Italy is why people are moving there. Italy is a very desirable place to live, especially by a lot of, Canadians and Americans. They want to live there. About 60,000 to 82,000 Americans are now living in Italy long term. Number 2, Peru. Yeah, I didn't see this one coming. This South American country boasts world-famous rainforests, beautiful mountain ranges, and very inviting people. The people here are really great. But the real reason people are moving here is the cost of living. Compared to the US's 100, like I said before, Peru is at 19.2. I look at it this way. To get $100 worth of the stuff in Peru, it costs you about $19.20, and that's compared to US money. There's one warning about Peru. The cities are ripe with corruption, and counterfeit currency is commonly given to tourists. I'm sure if you live there...
Wow, so y'all gotta be careful. Whoever move into Peru, you gotta be careful with that.
Oh, you're gonna know the difference, and, they probably won't try and scam you, but that's a big thing they do to, Americans, Canadians, whoever moves down there. Between 56,000 and 84,000 Americans live in Peru long term.
Y'all better know the money, check the money, check it. They're doing a lot of scamming over here, but you gotta be careful. But I mean, you gotta be careful everywhere. Anywhere you go, you just gotta be careful.
Number 8, France. It's France, so I'm sure not many people are surprised Americans are moving there. It's a beautiful place to live. Housing is cheaper, for the most part. If you decide to live in, Paris or, the French Riviera, it's going to be a little more expensive. But most of the place, it's a lot cheaper. France has world-class wine, legendary food, and more than enough things to see and do. Their cost of living index number is 65.9. One warning though, the French have a reputation to Americans as being rude. In my experience, they're only rude when you're rude or being stupid. It's almost like they have zero tolerance for stupidity. It may be a little bit shorter fuse with Americans. Between 59,000 and 97,000 Americans live in France long term. Number 7, South Korea. South Korea has been showing up on this list periodically since the 1980s. Sure, they have a crazy nuclear-powered country next door, but that is a minor issue to most moving there. Yeah, for some reason that doesn't seem to bother a lot of people. South Korea remains one of the best places to live abroad for Americans. A lot of Americans land here because of the tech industry, and they decide to stay after maybe they don't have that job anymore or their job wants to bring them back to the United States. They get another one in Korea. South Koreans are known for being extremely welcoming towards newcomers. It's their thing. They're very, it's almost like here in the South we have Southern hospitality. Koreans are very hospitable.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't think they cared for American people. I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised.
Additionally, expats in South Korea will have plenty of things to do outside of the cities. They always seem to have some sort of festival or something like that going on in different places in South Korea. The cost of living index is 54, so almost half price what you have to pay here in the United States on average. It can get cold in some parts during the winter, but they have all 4 seasons, which a lot of people enjoy.
Yeah,
the negative thing here is it's still technically at war with that crazy neighbor. So it's been over 50, really almost 70 years that they've been at war with North Korea, and not much has really happened in that time, but it's something you want to keep in mind. Between 67,000 and 111,000 Americans.
See, that I didn't know they was at war with each other. I thought they were cool. I didn't know that.
Live in South Korea long term. Number 6, Israel. One of the main motivators for a new life in Israel is obviously religion. That isn't the only reason though. Israel has a growing tech sector and a really low cost of living. They come in with a 55.4 cost of living index. One thing to keep in mind, Israel isn't a war-torn desert landscape like Syria or something. If you've watched too much cable news here in the United States over the years, you might think that. Yes, they have had conflicts and unrest dating back hundreds and hundreds of years, but for the most part, it is very rare to have some craziness going on the streets of Israel. Israel is an amazing country with really nice weather, most of the time. That's what draws a lot of people in: cost of living, good weather, and religion. Between 76,000 and 122,000 Americans live in Israel. Number 5, Australia. That's right, the land down under has a whole bunch of Americans.
I remember years ago, many years ago, I remember I wanted to move to Australia so bad. I still want to take a trip over there, but it was like one of my favorite places that I wanted to visit. I don't know why. I just see TV shows or I watched a movie or something, and I don't know why, but that was like the first place I really wanted to. I want to say visit. I want to say move. I think I wanted to visit. Yeah, visit.
They may not want them, but if you live there, you'd never know. They're always so nice. I'm sure some of them can be dick. It's weird how almost every single Australian I've ever met has been extremely pleasant and fun. They're just nice people. Weather and beaches play a big part in the American migration to Australia. Australia isn't as cheap as others on this list, with a 78.1 cost of living index, but the beaches, weather, and lifestyle are really why people move here. About 90% of the people in Australia live within 20 miles from the ocean. If you want to live inland, it's not as populated, so you'll find cheaper land, but maybe not cheaper everything else because of shipping and logistics and getting things to you. Sort of like here in the States, we have Alaska. Alaska's got cheap land in a lot of cases, but everything else is expensive because they got to ship it there. Between 114 and 145,000 Americans live permanently in Australia. Number 4, Germany. Believe it or not, a lot of Americans are moving to Germany. You never really hear about that, but yes,
I heard about that. I know a lot of people that moved to Germany. A lot.
A lot of Americans have moved to Germany in recent years, but actually it's been going on quite a while. There's a lot of reasons for this. Germany is a little bit easier on the cost of living compared to the United States. Again, not as much as some of the other ones on this list with a 81.3 cost of living index. But that's really not what's bringing people in. They have a great quality of life, and their work-life balance is great, along with an amazing culture. Working hours are shorter in Germany than any other developed nation. Despite that, Germany has one of the best economies in Europe. Germany's excellent universal healthcare system explains why people there live 2 years longer on average than people in the US. They've got a great healthcare system. And if you're sick, you just go. There's not, big premiums or anything else to pay. Sure, taxes and all that, but it's a lot better. A lot of people like it there. The people in Germany are happy with their healthcare system.
I'll be happy too. That's life right there. That's how life's supposed to be. It's just sad that here in America, you got to pay so much for healthcare, and the people who can't afford it can't get the proper help. So they don't, like he said, their life span is a little longer than Americans, and I believe that.
Between 127,000 and 142,000 Americans live in Germany. Wow. Number 3, the United Kingdom. There's a few reasons Americans choose to move to the United Kingdom. One of the main reasons is there's no language barrier. A lot of people that have decided they want out of the U.S. will choose England, Northern Ireland, or Scotland because they...
Why the water is so brown, though? Compared to other places, the water is like green, green, not really green, but more clear. Explain to me why the water is so brown.
Don't want to have to learn another language, even though a good percentage of all European countries and the people in them speak English. Side note to that, if you visit or move to Manchester, they are speaking English. It may not sound like it at first, but it is in fact English. Healthcare history and culture are the main drivers for Americans to move across the pond and stay, after the language barrier thing. The cost of living index is 63.1% in the United Kingdom, which is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. The United Kingdom has between 215,000 and 252,000 Americans living within their border. Number 2, Canada. This one's a no-brainer. Everybody knows someone that's talked about moving to Canada. Normally around election years when people really start talking about this. I know they have a...
Yeah, around election time when Trump was the president, a lot of people had moved to Canada. They were like, no. They're like, no, he's not going to be my president. I'm leaving. They're like, peace out. A lot of people had left.
Jump in Google searches for things related to moving to Canada every single election. It's like election doesn't go someone's way, they want to skip town. Healthcare and being close to the U.S. are the main reasons Americans want to move to the Great White North. Healthcare is one of the biggest drivers for this migration, by far. Even Americans not looking for citizenship cross the border to get their prescriptions every single day in Canada. Canadians do pay a good amount of taxes for that healthcare, but at least they're not going broke trying to pay for some kind of surgery they had. I don't know. Don't want to get into that. But one thing I did think was strange, I thought their cost of living, especially with all those taxes, would be a lot higher, but it's not. It's 70.5 compared to the US. So, like I said, you can get $100 worth of stuff for $70.50 in Canada. That's not bad. 270,000 to 312,000 Americans live in Canada on a permanent basis. So all right, before we get to number 1,
yeah, because I was going to say, what's number 1? And I'm thinking, what's number 1? What's number 1? I'm not going to lie. I thought Canada would be number 1. I want to guess it. Damn. I don't want to wait. I don't want y'all. What would be number 1? I thought the UK would be number 1, but it's not. Oh, man. Would it be in the Virgin Island? Oh, I don't know.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give the video a big thumbs up, tell us what you thought in the comment section, and be a member of our community. All right, on to number 1.
Damn.
And number 1, Mexico. Yeah, this may shock some of you and others not so much. A lot goes into why Americans move to Mexico.
Mexico? I know a lot of people did move to Mexico, but Mexico's number 1? I thought it'd be Hawaii or something. I don't know. Somewhere in the island.
Cost of living, weather, proximity to the U.S., food, and culture are the main drivers. One other is family. A lot of Americans of Mexican parents, Mexican descent, choose to live in Mexico with family. Maybe the parents got deported. Maybe they just decided to go back to Mexico as they retired. Whatever the reason, a lot of people born here are choosing to live with their family in Mexico these days. That wasn't always the case. They used to put a lot of effort into coming to the United States and never leaving. It's not as big of a deal as it used to be. Mexico has some serious crime. The U.S. does too, but we often turn a blind eye and accept our crime while looking at Mexico like it's some kind of war zone. They do have some really...
As Americans, I'm so glad he mentioned that. Because here in America, they always talk about, this country is terrible. They got the worst crime over there. Or this country has the worst crime. But America, our crime is terrible over here too. we just don't want to accept that we're just one of the worst, you know. So he's right what he said.
Bad areas that are run by cartels and things like that. I have a friend that I went to high school with who's lived in a small town in Mexico with his girlfriend for like 20 years. He says it's safer than the US, where he lives at least. Statistically, they are a little higher per capita in the crime area than the US, but I'm still sure it's not as bad as most of you think. The cost of living index in Mexico is 26, so like we've said, you get $100 worth of stuff for $26 in Mexico. That's the easiest way to look at it. Between 762,000 and 900,000 Americans live in Mexico on a permanent basis. All right, that's our video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I'm still shocked that Mexico is #1. I was not expecting that. I was thinking somewhere in the island somewhere. I don't know. Whoa. I was not expecting that. I really thought the UK would be #1. I guess not. I thought the UK would be #1 or somewhere like, I don't know, Denmark, I don't know, somewhere, some other places. I thought it'd be #1. I'm still shocked. Mexico? I know people go and visit Mexico. I know people that move to Mexico, but not like that. So I'm shocked. I am shocked. But anyway, comment below. Let me know how you feel about this. And if there's any other videos you'd like me to react to, comment below. Let your girl know. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Yes, so go down here and subscribe. And I'll see you lovely people. Take care of yourself. Bye and peace.